police lay murder charges in a deadly hit-and-run on Siksika Nation.
No one deserves to be hit and left.
As families grieve 2 men killed and a woman still in hospital. A shocking vandalism attack caught on video.
Jumped from the truck bed of this truck behind me onto my car, damaged the entire hood.
Victims, including a city councillor, say public mischief is out of control. And from the back of the arena to on top of the stage.
What do you do in Medicine Hat?
I work at the Co-op gas bar.
An Alberta fan meets Katy Perry face to face.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Alicia Fieldberg.
Hello and thank you for joining us. Family members are devastated after a deadly crash on the Siksika Nation this weekend. 2 men were killed, a woman is in hospital recovering, and 2 others are thankful to be alive. 27-year-old Trayton Runningbird and 45-year-old Clifton Saddleback were killed, mowed down by a dark gray pickup truck around 9:30 Saturday night. Emmeline Turningrobe is in critical condition at Foothills Hospital with dozens of broken bones. Panther Bone was in a relationship with Runningbird. Panther Bone's friend, her mother, and Saddleback were out for a walk along a gravel road when she says they were targeted by a group of people that they had an altercation with earlier in the night. Panther Bone says there were at least 3 people in the vehicle before it fled the scene. Today, family laid flowers at the site and they're seeking justice.
Truck, I heard it rev its engine and I had a feeling, I was like, you guys, we should get out the way, get in the field. I feel like they're gonna hit us. And as we were running, we all scattered, we ran, and that truck, he intentionally came and he tried to clip all 5 of us, but me and my friend got out the way, and he hit my mom's boyfriend first, then my mom, and then my husband was last.
RCMP say they took this truck in as part of the investigation. 27-year-old Adolphus Weaselchild is in custody in Drumheller, charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder. Anyone with video of the incident is asked to contact Mounties or Crime Stoppers. The Calgary man who killed 2 Calgary sex workers 14 years apart was sentenced to life in prison today. Christopher Ward Dunlop was convicted of first-degree murder in the stabbing death of a woman in a Calgary park 3 years after he was released from prison for killing another woman in the same park. Terry Fikowski reports.
I wanted to be here to see justice served.
16 years after her daughter was found dead in a Calgary park, the man who killed her, Christopher Dunlop, was sentenced to life in prison for killing another woman on Monday. On February 15, 2023, 58-year-old Judy Mars, a mother and grandmother, was captured on video leaving her apartment and traveling to Forest Lawn, where it's believed 51-year-old Dunlop picked her up for sex. The next morning, her body was found stabbed more than 70 times and lit on fire in Deerfoot Athletic Park. The killing came 3 years after Dunlop served roughly half of a 13-year sentence for manslaughter for strangling Laura Ferlin at the same park and dumping her body in Fish Creek Park in 2009.
He should never have gotten out that much time off for time served. You want to commit a crime, come to Canada. If he had served his full sentence, this lady might still be alive today.
First-degree murder comes with an automatic life sentence in Canada with no chance of parole for 25 years. That makes Dunlop around 74 years old before he'll be eligible to apply for parole. In sentencing, Justin Colin Feasby said he struggled to put into words something that appropriately expresses the heinous nature of this crime and addressed Dunlop saying, "I don't know how you make peace with yourself, but you're going to have a long time to do that." Both victims worked in the sex trade, and advocates say their deaths reflect how these workers are especially vulnerable to violence.
Perpetrators like this target sex workers specifically because they assume they aren't important or they don't matter. They assume that law enforcement won't put extra effort into solving it.
Dunlop didn't show emotion in court and declined to speak. Catherine Ferlin is hopeful it's the last she'll hear of him.
I'm just glad this is over. I can put this behind me. But I made a promise to myself that I was going to advocate for my daughter till the end. And this is the end.
Terry Fikowski, CTV News, Calgary.
A video posted to social media shows a man stomping on several cars in southeast Calgary. People who had their vehicle vandalized, including a city councillor, say incidents like this are happening far too often with little being done. Jordan Canagan reports.
It's a shocking video showing windshields shattered and dented. A post on social media captures the moment a man vandalized several vehicles in the East Village Friday night.
Windshields, not too much, a few $100 the top of the cab. The tonneau cover, we'll see, but it doesn't take long to get to a few $1,000s.
City Councillor Dan McLean's truck was one of at least 5 vehicles damaged.
Like, this has happened to me, as people know, more than once, but it's all Calgarians. I mean, they are dealing with this on a daily basis, walking around, you're looking over your shoulder if you're personally threatened.
Sharon Wynn's Mercedes was also stomped on.
Jumped from the truck bed of this truck behind me onto my car, damaged the entire hood. It's going to need a replacement, and then just jumped up and down on my sunroof, and it's now not aligned and went onto the next vehicle.
Wynn is an East Village small business owner and says similar incidents are all too common.
Every other week, I feel like I'm trying to call police or call the non-emergency line because it's ongoing. It's constant harassment. It's just so disappointing because as business owners, we feel very helpless in this situation.
A man now faces 5 counts of mischief to a motor vehicle and 1 count each of causing a disturbance and intoxication. The suspect has since been released from custody.
You see it all the time. They don't even arrest half the people anymore because they know they're just going to be right out the door in hours or the next day.
We try to get support. We don't really see much being done. There were promises that this would be like a very, this neighborhood would thrive, and we're not really seeing that.
Jordan Canigan, CTV News, Calgary.
Calgary police are investigating a stabbing this morning near the Chinook LRT station. Officers were called to 61st Avenue Southwest around 8 a.m. during the busy morning commute. The victim was taken to hospital in stable condition. 1 person was arrested. An 18-year-old Winnipeg woman faces several charges after a significant drug seizure at the Calgary International Airport. It happened last month while Canada Border Services agents were inspecting luggage and came across a questionable piece of baggage destined for Japan. They found 30 kilograms of meth inside. Marianne Lee faces charges of drug possession and trafficking. Alberta Health Services is expanding its investigation into the Saskatoon Berry Farm, now looking at a longer time frame of when people may have gotten sick. AHS is looking into hundreds of reports of illness linked to anyone eating or drinking at the farm between July 1st and the 16th. Now that's expanded to July 18th, and people who don't have symptoms are getting tested too. AHS says 3 people have been hospitalized. Lab tests found 26 cases of E. coli, 9 of a parasitic infection, and now cases of norovirus and rotavirus as well. It's not clear whether those common gastrointestinal viruses are linked to the farm. Another heavy downpour hit parts of the city tonight, flooding some streets and turning some parking lots into ponds for the 2nd time today. Residents of a condo complex in Albert Park say the same area has flooded 4 times this month. They've called 311 and want something to change. They say it happens several times each summer, with all the rain spilling from nearby streets right toward their condos, with water sometimes seeping into cars and homes.
We have 2nd time per day. It's just ridiculous, you know. All people here in all 5 buildings, we want city to improve the stormwater mitigation here in this area, because it is every time, and we are very afraid of insurance claims.
Now, this comes after heavy rain soaked Calgary last night into Monday morning, causing other flooding and traffic headaches. Now, everyone from golfers to gardeners are looking forward to the return of the sunshine. Kevin Green reports.
A giant puddle on 36th Street Northeast swallowed a car Monday morning, fully submerging it. Fire crews stood by for more than an hour until a tow truck arrived to pull it free. On John Laurie Boulevard, crews frantically cleared a clogged drain as traffic spilled back onto McKnight. And in Confederation Park, a flooded parking lot drew onlookers.
Where'd everything go if it's all underwater? I was just surprised to see it that full of water and it's not going anywhere.
And on Calgary golf courses, the rain turned sand traps into water hazards, and rain-soaked fairways created another type of problem.
It's wet. There's a lot of water going around the ball. You see lots of water coming off the spin as you're going down the fairway. Yeah, it's wet.
Yeah. How many strokes did it add to your game?
A lot.
While it's been tough on drivers and duffers, gardeners have been hit too. Mildew and slugs, and especially mushrooms, are thriving. Gardening experts say there's little you can do about it.
There is nothing we can do about them.
Colin Hales says that's okay, though, because mushrooms are actually breaking down the soil and doing good things underneath it.
As they're breaking it down, they're now feeding what they call the mycelium network, and that's leaching out all of this good stuff all through your garden.
And while the rain has soaked tens of centimeters into the soil, it's not enough to relieve the long-term shortage of water.
It will take more than just a few weeks of rain to move out of the long-term hydrological drought.
Hydrologist John Pomeroy says the Bow River has bounced back somewhat, but the Old Man still lags behind.
Simply, we're still seeing the after effect of that dry winter and spring.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
And Cardston was hit by a hailstorm last night. Video shot there makes it look like the middle of winter. There are reports of tennis ball size hailstones in some areas. Trees were shredded and some crops were damaged too. Danielle, we've had a lot of active weather this month, so we need a break, and one's coming.
Yeah, one's coming. We need some vitamin D. We need some sunshine. Okay, let's talk about this. You know it's been a very wet July. In fact, we're in the top 5 right now. So 2025, this July that we're in right now, is with the numbers we have from Environment and Climate Change Canada, puts us at 139.6. But this doesn't include all the rainfall that we got today. So we'll likely end up at around the 4th or even 3rd wettest July ever on record in the city of Calgary. So it's been a wet one, but we're drying out. We're drying out for about 3 straight days. So let's talk about this. Mainly sunny for tomorrow. There may be some fog patches early in the morning, and then a very small chance of a brief shower, but less likely to see that. High of 23, mixed sun and cloud. Your full forecast coming up.
Thanks, Danielle. Failing a breathalyzer test comes with a certain stigma, which is why a Calgary woman who says she doesn't even drink is fighting a charge and warning others about how she failed the test.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
The number of candidates running in the Alberta riding, where Pierre Poilievre hopes to win in next month's by-election, has broken a record. On the final day for nominations, more than 200 people are running against him. CTV's Kathy Lee has more.
Elections Canada has listed 209 confirmed candidates in the rural Alberta riding of Battle River Crowfoot as of Monday morning, only 7 of whom have political party affiliations, while the majority who've signed up to run are listed as independents. This riding has been targeted by the advocacy group The Longest Ballot Committee, which also ran a campaign in Pierre Poilievre's former riding during the April general election when he lost, where the ballot had 91 candidates. The group is protesting against the first-past-the-post system.
We're looking more at how to make candidacies fairer, how to make votes more representative of what people want, and maybe also having more voices heard.
The Battle River Crowfoot riding was held by Damien Couric, who stepped down so that Poilievre could run to replace him. The Conservative leader, who is looking to restore his position in the House of Commons, says the long list of names flooding the ballot is an abuse of democracy. And last week, the federal party wrote a letter to the government House leader asking the Liberals to pass a law with stricter rules for federal ballot sheets.
It prevents or makes it difficult for credible candidates to get attention. I don't think it's going to make the point that the people behind it want to.
Elections Canada says that given the unusually high number of candidates, it has created an adapted ballot where electors can write the name of the candidate they are voting for instead of marking a blank circle next to the name. The by-election is on August 18th. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
The pay range for the top administrative position with the City of Calgary has jumped significantly since last year. David Duckworth is Calgary's current Chief Administrative Officer. The CAO pay band increased nearly 50% on the minimum side and 36% on the maximum side. Last year, Duckworth's salary before benefits reached $460,000. The new minimum salary is just under $400,000 and the maximum is $475,000. Though Council does not direct CAO operations, it does hire for the position and vote on salary adjustments.
Anytime you are doing performance management, it happens in closed session. There is discussion of our employees' performance, and then there's discussion about where the pay grade should be set. I think those conversations do need to be confidential. That's how every employer deals with their employees. But I think any matters of compensation when it comes to our Chief Administrative Officer, those things should be released publicly as soon as possible.
There is a notice of motion expected tomorrow in Council to disclose this salary sooner rather than several months later. A Calgary woman who says she was unable to provide a breathalyzer sample due to an injury is facing a failure to comply charge. She says she has actually never consumed alcohol in her life, so she's fighting the charge, but it isn't easy. Tyler Barrow explains.
Pamela Custa is getting used to biking, but not because it's summer. Early in the spring, she was served with a failure to comply charge and lost driving privileges.
Scariest day I have ever had in my whole life.
On April 24th at 11:30 a.m., she was pulled over for speeding near 114th Avenue and Stony Trail Southeast. It was then she was asked to provide a breathalyzer sample. An earlier fall left her ribs injured, but she didn't think much of it until this. According to the officer's notes, she tried 30 times but was unsuccessful.
I felt every time I was able to just get a good blow in or a good breath in, he would yank it out.
The officer charged her with failure to comply under the Highway Traffic Act. Her license was suspended for 90 days while her vehicle was impounded at a cost of $1,600. Now, her insurance will no longer cover her and she needs a blower device added to her vehicle, and she has to take the Planning Ahead course from the Alberta Motor Association.
Being treated like I'm a drunk driver.
For LaCusta, that's what's especially humiliating. As a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, she says she hasn't had an alcoholic drink in her life. Just hours after she was charged, she got allowed to conduct a urine test verifying she was sober. The Safe Roads Committee still upheld the charge.
I do not wish this on anyone.
By June, she went to a doctor and discovered 2 fractured ribs. By then, it was too late to fight the charge on a medical condition. That's why people need to seek legal advice immediately, according to one expert.
The process is that you can have a hearing in which you can provide evidence of a reasonable excuse. She failed to do that.
LaCusta did, but says the lawyer didn't recommend the medical exam. In response to the incident, the Ministry of Justice says there are instances where people have difficulty providing a breath sample, adding individuals who believe they are medically unable to provide a sample are encouraged to seek medical evaluation, particularly pulmonary function testing, that may help clarify their circumstances in any legal or administrative process that follows. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
LaCusta does plan to keep fighting, but her next court date is not scheduled until September 2026. Alberta recorded 36 new measles cases over the weekend, including 5 in Calgary. Alberta Health Services issued a public alert for possible measles exposure in Calgary. Someone who was infectious at Pinnacle Medical Center, Crowfoot, last Wednesday. The alert is also for South Block Barbecue and Brewing in the Mission area last Monday. Anyone at those locations is asked to monitor for symptoms. Admissions are now open for the new Southern Alberta Medical Program. It's a partnership between the Universities of Calgary and Lethbridge. The 3-year MD program is designed for students who want to be doctors in rural and regional healthcare facilities. They'll earn a U of C medical degree while completing their training in Southern Alberta. The program begins in July 2026. Well, your rain boots and umbrellas will probably get a break for the next few days. Danielle's forecast is up next.
Well, as we talked about, we're in the top 5 wettest Julys on record. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that. You know that it's been a rainy month. We also have been cool. Many cool days out there. Just a high of 17 in Calgary for today. We'll get into the 20s, and we need some vitamin D by this point, I'm sure. Yes, you all know that. So we'll be getting that. In fact, we're looking at a decent stretch of sunny, dry weather coming up here, and some heat building back in. Regina got to 25, Vancouver got to 26, and off to the east, Toronto and through Ottawa, Montreal and Fredericton got into the 30s today. All right, this is the activity earlier today. Some of these more severe storms with that larger size hail, and there's the potential for thunderstorm activity along the QE2 down through Calgary and Highway 2 up until midnight. Then further off to the east, we have the potential of seeing that even through all the overnight hours. Again, so we still have a little bit of potential, but things are starting to calm down. For example, down the QE2 through Calgary Highway 2. The active weather remains possible in through these overnight hours. Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat, and especially south of Medicine Hat. Okay, tomorrow though is this. It's mainly sunny. There may be some fog patches in the morning, Calgary and down Highway 2 and off to the east. And once those start to mix out, you're looking at a mix of sun and cloud for the day. Now, there will be some cells trying to develop in the foothills, but it doesn't look like we have enough in place for them to gain any sort of steam. So that leads to a very, very small chance of an isolated shower in Calgary. Less likely of getting that at all, more likely of just getting a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow. So a nice day as this ridge of high pressure continues to build in, and that stability continues to build in as well as the heat. So 23 tomorrow, which is a nice little departure from the 17 as our high today. Fog patches in the morning, those mix out, then a mix of sun and cloud, and small chance of a late day shower. Then just stable with mainly sunny skies Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Temperatures going from the mid-20s on Wednesday to the high 20s for Thursday and Friday. Late Friday night is when it looks like the rain will kick in again, and that will last in through Saturday and drop our temperatures, yes, once again by the weekend to those lower 20s.
Thanks, Danielle. A hot streak continues for an Alberta title holder. He's been named Canada's best barista again, and you can taste for yourself in Calgary. A Calgarian has once again been crowned Canada's best barista. Ben Putt co-owns Monogram Coffee and competed in the Canadian Championships this weekend in Edmonton. 18 competitors had to impress the judges with ingredients, taste, and technique. This is the 7th time Putt has won the championship. He will represent Canada at the Worlds this fall. An Alberta man's teenage dream came true at a Katy Perry concert.
I need to study better geography. What did you say? I said Medicine Hat, Alberta. Medicine Hat? Medicine Hat? Right. Medicine Hat!
A big shout out for the hat there as Katy Perry pulled Braden Palumbo onto the stage during a concert in Vancouver, asking him about his hometown and where he worked. She had never heard of Medicine Hat and wasn't sure what a co-op gas bar was either. The pop star picked the 20-year-old from the back of the Rogers Arena thanks to his enthusiasm. Thanks for staying up late with us.